Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna and this morning we're visiting with Jason Phillips. He's a Simpson County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Well, Jason, it's never too early to start thinking and planning about our winter feeding program.
That's right, yeah.
And the basis of a lot of our winter feeding programs is our hay.
You know, it's that time of year we want to think about our hay inventories and we want to start looking around if we need to buy hay or sell hay. We need to determine what our own hay needs are, of course, obviously, before we go to sell that hay. But regardless if you're selling or buying hay, you need to know the quality of the hay. And so the first thing that we do in order to determine the quality of the hay is we got to have a hay sample.
Now this hay probe is available at the Simpson County Extension Office and people can check this out, right?
That's right.
And then this one's at the Warren County Extension Office. So not every extension office has one, but just call around and see, and then you're able to check these out, right?
Sure. Yeah, you can come check these out. Ours is no cost. You know, we'll just keep your name on a list, and when you return it, of course, we'll check it off.
And do they need a drill, or does the drill go with it?
Our drill is provided.
Okay, ours is not. You will have to have a drill.
Okay.
So just call and get the information ahead of time.
That's the main thing. I think every county extension office, you know, probably has something that you can use. You know, basically what it's going to do is this probe is going to get a core sample out of the hay roll. So like a grab sample, for instance, or a hay square bale. But a grab sample, for instance, tends to not be a good representation of that hay and not a quality sample. And of course, whether we're hay testing or soil testing, the most important thing is that we get a good sample in order to give us good, accurate results.
So to get a good representation of that cutting, or however you want to test your hay, how many core samples do you need to pull?
Probably need to pull about 20 from each lot. Okay. And when I say lot, I mean cutting. You know, so you cut, handle that, put it in the barn, that's a lot. So you got your first cutting, your second cutting. You would need to test those separately because obviously the quality can vary greatly between your first cutting and your second cutting, depending on maturity, timing of cutting, and all those things. So,
and then if you have different like forage species, if you have alfalfa, or maybe you had a warm season grass cutting, you know, those would definitely need to be sampled separately.
You're going to see a lot of variations, but I have people ask me, they hear the word lot and they're like, what does that mean? Or clarify that. So that would be one cutting on that particular forage species. And so we would recommend, you know, that you would test each one.
Absolutely. And the tests are $10 through the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. We have the forms available at our office, so when you pick up the hay probe, you can just take the form, fill out all the information, because when you do get your hay tested and get the results back, if you like, you can get that posted if you want to sell that hay on the hay hotline.
Exactly. Yeah, you just give them additional information and they can sell that or help you to market that. But of course, the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, they do all the dry hay. We can do silage, but we'll have to send that off to somewhere else because they don't do wet chemistries and the prices are a little different. But yeah, we can do any, you know, wet and dry samples.
And so, Jason, how long does it usually take for you to get your hay analysis back?
Of course, the KDA's like a lot of places. You know, I think they're short-staffed, and there's a couple people covering the entire state that are analyzing these samples. But I believe within about a week after sending it off to a week and a half, you can typically expect to get that back. I'm sure it varies just a little bit based on how much is
coming
there.
In that week. Absolutely. Yeah. What does that hay sample, what does it tell the producer?
So that's going to tell the producer several different things. Some of the keys that they're going to look at, and we do have a publication on interpreting hay results, and I'm sure your county agent would work with you on doing that. But some key numbers that folks look at are protein, and also like TDN, especially for beef cattle. So a lot of people want to just assign a value to hay based on protein. That is an important number, but more times than not, our animals are actually lacking in the energy category, which is denoted by TDN. And so we certainly need to look at that as well.
All right. Well, Jason, encourage people to go out and get their hay sampled. And then if you need help interpreting those samples or determining what your winter feeding program needs to look like, contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.